First off, in order for us, to me, in order for us to truly spark any kind of change in this country, we have to first change ourselves. We have to unify amongst ourselves, and become one race. I mean, we're a race right now, but we're separated. We talk down to each other. We beat each other up, and like we're literally like crabs in a bucket. We pull each other down every time somebody makes it, or we talk bad about one another. So I mean, I think that's the first problem when it comes to social change. Social change, it starts with us. We have to learn to love one another. We have to know that we were kings and queens before all this happened, and before slavery, and before civil rights movement, before all this stuff. And we must get back to the era of us being kings and queens. We must get back to realizing who we really are and our self-worth. I think nowadays a lot of blacks don't realize how much they don't realize their self-worth. I think that most of them don't realize who they are, where they come from. They don't know their history. They don't know simple names. Like they can't tell you the names of the backdoor guys. They can't tell you the Bay of Rusteds or the Elevate Coach. They couldn't tell you, that we've had people try to run for president, blacks try to run for president before, but they failed, and that's because we go off of what society teaches us. So I think that's the first problem. Once we fix that, then social change will occur, because once we realize our worth, we won't accept anything less than. So that puts pressure on white society, and now society begins to change in the social realm. When it comes to legal changes, I think it's really going to take a twofold effort, similar to King and the Civil Rights Movement and Malcolm and the Malcolmites. I think really was is that Malcolm, yes, he was militant, but Malcolm was never violent. And I think he was the force that scared white society into following King's way of doing things. And I think that's the type of effort that we need to get back to. Like we have, our movements and stuff right now, but they're just social right now. We got to really mobilize and start to become a unit. But I mean, like I say, we can't do that until we become one again. And I think that in today's society, it would still work the similar way. It would still work similar. I still think that tactic is very useful. I think having those who are like Malcolm and fight for the legal changes, and I mean those who are like Dr. King and fighting for the legal changes, and the Bay Rustins, and those who don't necessarily want to take the militant route, even though it's not really militant. It's really just defending your own people, defending your own kind. It's just like the Black Panthers. They police their own neighborhoods, for example. And I think it's going to kind of take that. And white society was afraid of Malcolm X. They were afraid of the Black Panthers. They were afraid of anybody who thought about black separatism. And as you can, you see in Black Wall Street and, Tulsa, Oklahoma and Rosewood and situations of the such, they were really afraid of black society. And I believe that forced, white America to kind of follow in King's footsteps. And it's like, okay, we're going to, give the Civil Rights Acts of 1964, 65, like all stuff like that. Like, I think that really pushed that over the edge. And when it comes to political change, I think what our problem is we don't realize that as millennials, we have the power. We now hold the power, to vote whoever we're going to vote. We outnumber a lot of people right now. And I mean, just mobilizing as the youth, the chosen generation, not even just as blacks. And we have to reach out and just branch out and gather as many people as possible, gather as many millennials as possible, because when it comes to election season, what we do is going to be very important. Who we put in office is going to be very important. We have to look at it that way. We have to really stay focused on our goals and our strategies and our end goal. I think the biggest thing we have to do is educate ourselves, get back to our self-worth, know who we are, keep our black queens important, keep the black family going strong, and just continue to get back to the black churches. And on top of that, we follow God at the same time. And then we also have to live and fight for our future generations. We have to fight for the generation that comes after us. We just, similar to what they did. I mean, those who came before us didn't know the situations we would be in, but they went through the things that they went through because they saw a better cause. They wanted something better for their grandchildren, their great grandchildren, and I think we have to have that same mindset, because it seems as though we've gotten kind of complacent, and we just kind of sit and we just kind of wait around now, and we don't really focus on what we need to focus on anymore. And I think if those things are done, then change will definitely sweep across America. If not, then if you do those and nothing happens, then there's just no change in this world. We just have to deal with the cards that we're dealt, and we just keep pushing back against society, and then we just let God take the wheel. At that point, God takes the wheel. At all points, God takes the wheel, actually. And I mean, I think that's going to be the very, very important part, is to remember that.